That's right.
I so appreciate how you shared with us your process. Again, going from you got to get dirty in order to overcome a solution, to process into how we're going to create some kind of solution to minimize all the waste that we are producing in this earth. And of course, could you give us a sense on some of the challenges that you have overcome in this journey of yours?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think what I'll say is, I think most of the hardest challenges actually have nothing to do with the outside world. I think when we start thinking about starting a project or an idea or a company, the first place that we think to go is, I got to raise money, or I have to build a team of advisors, or build a business plan, or any of those things, which are all important, which you need those things, of course. I think what I found to be the hardest challenges is actually the emotional challenges. The things that come up that make you question the whole idea of the project in the first place.
Yes.
That happens. And you know what? If it does happen, when it does happen, that's actually a sign that you're going in the right direction.
Yes. That's a good message.
That's it. What you can expect, my listeners, please, what you can expect, this will happen. You're going to think to yourself, does this matter? Is anyone going to care? Is it going to work? What if it doesn't? All those questions will come up. And when they do, you just have to remember to stay focused on the prize. And my trick is to think about a superhero. That's what I do to get over those humps. I think about Iron Man, and I think about Spider-Man, and I think about Enter the Spider-Verse, when he couldn't figure out exactly how to shoot his webs.
Yeah.
And he couldn't figure out, Spider-Man couldn't figure out how to swing from building to building, and he kept falling down and he kept falling down, but he also kept getting up. And think about your superpower, and think that the fact that you're heartbroken about this problem is the reason that you are the one to solve it.
So speak about that you're the one. Like, what had you decide that you're the one? Like, because like you said, there's so many obstacles that tells us what are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is senseless. This is this. But there's something about you knowing that you're up to something. Talk to us about that.
That's so beautiful. I really love this conversation a lot, Sonia. This is really, really cool. I believe in nature, and I believe I believe that everything in nature has a purpose. Just like leaves fall so they can provide nutrients to the soil. Just like hummingbirds fly around taking pollen, and bees fly around cross-pollinating flowers. Everything in nature has a purpose. And I also believe that we are nature, and we all have a purpose too.
Yes.
Some of us are more interested in health and making sure people are eating right, and making sure that people are staying healthy and can heal after breaking a bone. Some of us are really concerned about the oceans and making sure that the fish are healthy and there's no plastic in the oceans.
Yes.
Some of us want to be veterinarians. Some of us want to help people recycle better. I see each of us the same way that I see a bee and a hummingbird and a leaf. And that to me doesn't just tell me that I'm the one, but that we're all the ones.
Yes.
That's the way I see it.
And so you're the one to make an impact in our carbon footprint. Could you tell us, going back to the challenges, one specific challenge that you overcame in this endeavor? Now I want to frame, it may not be the same thing, but I want to frame that you chose to, you started with yourself. That was very clear when you shared about, like, you first identify why this matters to you. You got a heartbreak. You saw this video, this documentary, and it's like, oh, so I'm going to start focusing on me, right? So you did this experiment for yourself.
Right.
Then you went to a community, and the community was this co-working space, because now you wanted to make a difference with a group of people or in this environment, which you knew eventually was going to get to a bigger plate, right? Because it's not just in this space. This wonderful group of people are so smart that they know how to recycle. It was not about that. It was a bigger picture, right? Go ahead. Tell me.
Yes, I think a very actually tangible challenge for me actually came in this project about my bracelet tote.
Yes.
At the beginning, I wanted to create a bag that could wrap around my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea how to sew at all. In fact, I think I can show you a picture of the first time I tried to sew a bag, and you can see how much of a disaster it was here. Here. That was my first moment trying to sew something. I had no idea how, but you know what? People kept encouraging me. And then what I did was simply ask for help. I had no idea how to do it, but I asked for help. Yeah. I actually ended up making one of these, and I just got a normal plastic bag, and I put a strap on the bottom. And then I took that plastic bag with the strap to a tailor, just like any of the tailors that you see out here. And I also took some fabric, and I said, can you make this out of this?
Yes.
It doesn't need to be perfect. It just can't be this anymore.
Right. Can't be plastic.
Can't be plastic. Can you make this out of this fabric? Please. And they said, yeah. And they charged me $30, and I did it. And then that one turned into another one, turned into another one, turned into another one. And then eventually they look kind of like this.
Nice.
And then eventually I go to different pop-ups and I practice selling them. And I talk to people and I see how do they like it. And eventually I take cool pictures that make me feel like I'm in Vogue.
Yeah.
And then eventually.
And then you got different patterns.
We get different patterns.
Love it.
And then
because you could also use it as a headband.
Exactly. Let's see if this works. There you go. But it all starts with asking for help.
Yes. Yes. And trial and error.
Trial and error.
And keep doing it, and keep doing it, and keep doing it. And could you tell us what the cost of this product is to make?
Yes. The cost of the product is around $6.50. Now that's because all of the materials that I use are repurposed materials, recycled materials. I could buy this nylon from overseas for super cheap, but I choose to buy a material that's recycled. So it's a little bit more expensive for me right now, but that's a choice that I'm willing to make.
Yeah, because it's still in your mission.
Still in my mission. They're manufactured here in the United States, in Virginia and Kentucky. I have 2 factories. So they cost me around $6.50 total, and I sell them for $20, which gives me a good margin so that I can pay for advertisements, so I could buy more material, so that I could put food on my table, so I could grow my company.
Nice. Nice.